So you're thinking about renting a place, huh? Maybe it's your first apartment, or you're just tired of living with your parents who still think Wi-Fi is pronounced Wi-Fi. Either way, you've heard about this magical rule, the 30% rent rule, and you're wondering if it's actually real or just something landlords made up to guilt trip you into paying more. Spoiler alert, it's real, and it's designed to keep you from something called house poor hell. You know, that special kind of misery where you live in a fancy apartment but can't afford to eat anything besides instant noodles? Yeah, we're gonna avoid that. The 30% rent rule is super simple. It says that your rent shouldn't be more than 30% of your gross monthly income. Gross income means before taxes, by the way, not what you're left with after Uncle Sam takes his cut. For example, if you make $4,000 a month, your rent should be $1,200 or less. Easy math, right? But here's the thing. This rule isn't just some ancient commandment passed down by financially woke monks. It's based on the idea that if you're spending more than 30% of your income on rent, you're gonna struggle with everything else, like utilities, groceries, or, I don't know, a life. But let's be honest, most landlords today look at you and your little 30% rule and say, that's cute. Now pay $2,800 for this studio apartment with no windows. So why does the 30% rule even matter if rent prices are completely unhinged? It's not just about the number. The 30% rent rule forces you to look at your entire budget. Think about it. If you're spending half your income on rent, what's left for saving? For investing? For brunches that cost $35 because they come with bottomless mimosas? When you stick to 30%, you're not just paying rent. You're buying freedom. Freedom to save for emergencies, take vacations, and most importantly, not panic every time your phone buzzes with a Venmo request. Let's talk about house poor hell. Picture this. You find an apartment that's $500 over your 30% budget, but it's so nice. It has a dishwasher, hardwood floors, and a gym that you promise yourself you'll totally use. You move in, and for the first few months, it's great. Then reality hits. Your utilities are higher than you expected. You have no money for furniture, so you're eating dinner on an upside-down cardboard box. And let's not even talk about the time your car broke down, and you had to choose between fixing it or paying rent on time. That's house poor hell. And trust me, it's not cute. But here's the good news. You can avoid all of that. Step 1. Know your budget. Before you even think about touring apartments, figure out what 30% of your income is. That's your hard limit. Step 2. Factor in hidden costs. Your rent might be $1,200, but don't forget utilities, internet, and that $25 monthly parking fee the landlord conveniently forgot to mention. Step 3. Be realistic. If you can't find a place within 30%, don't just give up and blow your budget. Look for roommates, consider a slightly smaller space, or gasp, move a little further from downtown. And before you say, but I want an aesthetic apartment so my TikToks look good, remember, no one cares how cute your apartment is if you're broke. Now, there are times when breaking the 30% rule makes sense, like if you live in a high-cost city where even a broom closet costs $1,500 a month. In those cases, you can go up to 35%, or even 40%, but only if you're saving money somewhere else, like skipping a car payment or cutting back on DoorDash. So, does the 30% rent rule guarantee you'll never be stressed about money? Nope. But it's a solid starting point to make sure you're not throwing all your cash into a place you can't afford. Remember, a home is supposed to be your safe haven, not a financial prison. Stick to the 30% rule, and you'll have the freedom to actually enjoy your life, not just your apartment. If this video saved you from house poor hell, do me a favor, donate a subscribe to fund the next video. And hey, share this with someone who's about to sign a lease that'll ruin their life.